Mortal Kombat 1 is an incredible game with a bunch of depth, which is amazing in many ways, because it means you can keep playing the game without being bored. However, the downside of a complicated game is there's tons of secret abilities, attacks, and all-around tech that players don't know about because the game doesn't actually teach it to you. But that's why I'm here. Today, I'm going to teach you about several interesting Mortal Kombat strategies that the game does not tell you about. So please leave a like if you enjoy Mortal Kombat 1 and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and without any further ado, let's begin. First up, let's talk cameos, because too many players don't understand all the crazy stuff these partners can do for you. Many players assume they're just for helping you during gameplay, like your combos, defense and offense, all that stuff. But did you know certain cameos give you more health? And I mean that literally. They don't heal you or anything like that. They just give you straight up more health, which makes you harder to kill. So for example, Jax has the most health in the game, so if you partner up with him, your character is now harder to kill than they possibly could be. Your character now has the most health they possibly could. However, on the flip side, Striker has the lowest health in the game, so if you partner with him, your character is easier to kill. And that's a bigger deal than you might think, because the main characters have different health values too. For example, Natara has the lowest health in the game, and for a lot of players, that's a deal breaker because they don't want to be the easiest character to kill in the game. But guess what? You can pair her up with Jax, and now suddenly she's not that easy to kill, because once again, Jax has the highest health in the game. And what's funny is nobody shares his health value. 3 characters are in second place, but Jax stands alone. So if you're wondering why Jax is so high on the cameo tier list, it's not just because his attacks are amazing, which they are, it's also because he has the best health in the game. And as a result, he makes your character much harder to kill. Now, to be fair, health is not all that matters. I prefer to pick my cameos based on their move list, but just in case you're dying way too easily in the game and you want a bit extra health, it's important to understand that certain cameos can give you more health. And believe it or not, I'm still not done talking about cameos, because did you know they also increase your throw damage? That's right, the forward throw in this game always utilizes your cameo partner, and the vast majority of cameos deal 120 throw damage, but guess what? Some characters do even more. Sub-Zero, for example, deals 130, and then if you want the most damage, you can pick Sonya, because she does 140 by default, and on top of that, her health value is pretty good too. And before anybody corrects me in the comments section, yes, I know that Jax can amplify his throw, and then you have Cyrax, who can literally start combos with his throw. I understand, but both of those options cost 2 bars of meter, whereas Sonya does not cost any meter. It's 140 damage by default. And once again, there's a ton of players going online right now who don't know any of this. They have no clue that your cameo partner increases your health, and they also don't know that certain cameos deal more damage on their throw. Instead, I bet they believe it's all universal, and your cameos just have different attacks and that's it. And like mentioned earlier, the main characters also have different health values as well. However, it's not as varied as the cameo fighters. Most of the main characters have 1000 health, but some characters have more, like Havoc and General Shao at 1100, and then Garrus has slightly lower health at 950, and then finally Natara is at the bottom with 900 health. I still love this character, by the way, and she does not suck. You can win with this character. The health value should not be that big of a deal breaker. But that's just my opinion. A lot of top players believe that having low health like that is a deal breaker, and it's why Natara is so low on a bunch of tier lists. And once again, there's a huge chunk of players that don't know any of this. They have no clue that their character has lower health or above average health. They just go online and think everyone's health value is the same. Alright, but now it's time to get character specific. Did you know that Raiden takes reduced block damage? Yeah, he just gets to do that. It's not a special move or anything like that. By default, Raiden takes less damage the longer he blocks. Or put simply, if you have good defense, every single thing you block will do progressively less damage, and eventually it becomes so negligible that there's like no block damage at all, which is already crazy cool. But to make things even more interesting, the developers gave you a visual cue that this is happening. Raiden's eyes actually begin to glow as he takes reduced block damage, which kind of implies that he's powering up, right? He's channeling that godly energy to take reduced damage from the opponent as he blocks, and I just love subtle features like that. However, of course, this means that Raiden is just more top tier than he already was. Tons of players already hate Raiden because his damage is the highest in the entire game. The man gets 50% for 1 bar. However, that being said, he doesn't have very many mix-ups. Even so, I still love Raiden. I think every character in this game can win, but I still find it funny how the highest damage character also takes the least block damage. I just find that funny. Next up, let's talk about Johnny Cage. I'm sure all of you know by now that his fatal blow is a parry, and you can hold it down to make it last a bit longer, which can be good for catching the opponent off guard, and then on top of that, you can even wave dash dash out of the fatal blow to catch the opponent off guard. It's crazy how many things Johnny Cage can do with this fatal blow, but did you know that if you hold it down the entire time, it becomes unblockable? Yeah, that's right, you heard me correctly. Johnny Cage has an unblockable fatal blow if you hold it down for long enough. And you might be thinking, oh, that's never gonna work in a real match. Yes, it actually can. If combined with Cyrax's net, you can guarantee this fatal blow lands, which is ridiculous, but to make things even more unfair, it doesn't even count as part of the combo, which means you eat the full damage of the fatal blow. For anyone who's new to fighting games, typically a fatal blow does less damage when added at the end of a combo, but when you land it raw, it does the maximum amount of damage. Or in other words, Johnny Cage can do a crazy long combo, hit you with Cyrax's net, and then hit you again with a full damage fatal blow because it counts as a new combo. Yeah, in case you weren't aware, Johnny Cage is top 5, if not top 3 in Mortal Kombat 1, and now you know why. There's so many factors, but this fatal blow on top of that is just so crazy. Let me know in the comments if you think this fatal blow is overpowered, because for me personally, it might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, alright? Or at the very least, I find it so funny how many different things Johnny Cage can do with his fatal blow, because for 99% of the characters, they just have one attack and that's it. But not Johnny Cage. He can parry with it, he can attack early out of it, he can wave dash out of it, or he can hold it down and even get an unblockable from it. But next up, let's talk about Natara. That's right, the lowest health character in the game, and some people even consider her bottom tier, like one of the worst characters in the entire game. Now, I personally don't agree. I easily get wins with this character against skilled players and even just random fighters online, so I think Natara is extremely fun. And one of my favorite things about this character is she can air dash in any direction. Now, sometimes this does cost a meter. However, there's plenty of situations where it doesn't, which means you can ground bounce the opponent and then fly down to keep the combo going with no meter spent, which is fantastic because it means you don't need cameo characters to extend your combos in most situations. Natara gets crazy damage all by herself, just like Melina, which is already really cool, but then on top of that, this wave dash can also help keep you safe. If done at the end of a block string, you can escape scot-free, or at the very least, your opponent's not going to respond in time. They're gonna see you fly away and then think, wait, what just happened? Can I punish this? Oh no, too late, I missed my window. Even though a ton of players consider Natara bad, I think she brings a lot of stuff to the table that no other characters can do, and I'm very happy with how she turned out in this game, aside from the Megan Fox voice acting. It's unfortunately very bad. But now finally, let's talk about Scorpion. Many consider Scorpion to be a really bad character too, which is odd to me because I've seen him in pretty much every single tournament doing fairly well. In fact, he's won some tournaments already. And if you're curious why, I actually have a full video breaking down why Scorpion can be really good in Mortal Kombat 1, but for this video, I discovered something new. Scorpion's Hellfire is considered fairly useless because even though it hits low, it's very slow on startup. And then on top of that, the damage isn't that good, but guess what? If teamed up with Motaro, you can get a full combo after Scorpion's Hellfire. That's right, Hellfire can start combos, which is crazier than you might think because this move tracks the opponent's location, or in other words, anywhere on screen you can get a full combo with Scorpion. And the reason why is because Motaro can teleport you out of anything, which I just find really cool, and I wouldn't be shocked if Kung Lao can do this too, so feel free to go into practice mode and experiment and find out if any other cameos can start off combos with Hellfire. Oh, actually, and speaking of Motaro, did you know that he's the only cameo in the game who can start your fatal blow on his own? That's right, no matter which character you pick, Motaro can do your fatal blow for you. It's even in the move list. And in case you're wondering why that's a big deal, it's because Motaro's fatal blow hits mid and is really quick for a fatal blow, which is a really big deal if your character has a slower fatal blow, like General Shao for example. General Shao's fatal blow is so slow that it's ridiculously hard to land during certain combos. However, if his cameo partner is Motaro, then suddenly it becomes a breeze to end every combo with a fatal blow, even really long combos. And that's why Motaro can be a really great cameo partner, even though his health value is really low. And there you have it everyone, a bunch of facts about Mortal Kombat 1 that the game doesn't teach you and a ton of players don't know about, but now you do. So please leave a like down below if you learned something new or simply enjoyed my video, and then make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, that way you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.